guys, welcome back to my channel, Rewind That. It's your girl, Miss K. So today we're going to be going over episode number 7 of Empire, called Good Enough. If this is your first time joining me or coming across my channel, get comfortable and please hit that subscribe button so that you can enjoy more videos like this one. Okay, so once again, I want to apologize to you guys. I was late last week. I'm late again this week, having like a busy schedule. So I do apologize. And I'm just like trying to fit everything in. As you can see, I'm doing the review in my car, in my van. All right, so anyway, so the scene opens up with Yana at the door, and I guess she's trying to pull on Lucious's heartstrings and everything, and saying all this kind of stuff, you know, like, oh, you're worthy to be loved, and, you know, all this crap. You know, it kind of mirrored the conversation that Lucious had with his mom last week, when she was basically apologizing to him for actually making him feel like he wasn't worthy of love. And here she comes, Yana, thinking that she's his lover and psychologist, and saying stuff like, you're worthy to be loved. You know, she thinks she knows Lucious. But anyway, it was annoying to see, but I was happy that Lucious said, all right, you said what you had to say, now, you know, beat it. So that was that. She was on her way. Okay, so then we have another scene where Terry tries to encourage Andre to help other artists find their, you know, their sound, and lets him know that Lucious can't take that part of the business away from him, because clearly Andre is still struggling with his battle of power with Lucious. All right. Next, we have Cookie on Tea Talk. I know I messed it up last time. I was saying something about, is it tea talk or tea time? And oh my gosh, I said tea time. But anyway, thank you guys for correcting me. Anyway, yes, it's tea talk. And so she's on the panel, right? They're talking about their weekend, and Cookie says, oh, my weekend was fine. It was quiet. I went out with my sisters or whatever. And so, you know, Blonde Thickums, she says, the co-host that she has, that's always digging and starting trouble, she pulls up a footage of Cookie fighting in the club with her sisters, and then a picture of a mugshot. You know, everybody's having a blast laughing at Cookie as usual. And she goes on to make shady comments. I'm talking about Big Blondie. She goes on to make shady comments saying Cookie wasn't, she hasn't aged a day, and bars can't crack that black and all that stuff. And the most irritating thing about Cookie being on Tea Talk is, to me, in my opinion, she's there to be a joke to these women. You know, I believe that she's there to be ridiculed. I don't want to bring race into it, but she's the only African American on the panel, and once she claps back, she has to go to therapy and she has to apologize. But as soon as and I've said this before, guys, as soon as the other lady says something, or they have digs constantly about this woman's life, and they cross the line with things, they are never reprimanded or anything. Instead, the other co-host to Cookie's right is laughing, and then you have the audience laughing. Okay, and then the part about the whole thing is that if Miss Blondie, because I don't know her co-host's name, if she's able to pull up footage and show it to the audience and on national television, and a picture of a mugshot, that means that the producers are behind this, and the producers are behind Cookie being ridiculed as well. Okay, so this, or humiliated, you know. And so this is the part that's very irritating to me, and I was wishing that throughout this episode that Cookie would have been like, you know, I quit, you know what I'm saying? But she didn't. It's okay. Anyway, as far as I'm concerned, Cookie is definitely not respected on this show whatsoever. Tell me what you guys think about that. All right, so then to prove my point about the producers being in on it, Cookie goes backstage to confront them and let them basically know that what they did was messy, insensitive, and it wasn't funny at all. And they basically let it be known that, you know, this is the type of banter that they kind of like to see going back and forth, that the people love it. They love to see this lady, this woman, the blonde woman, say stuff to Cookie, and then Cookie says whatever back to her or whatever, But the thing that bothers me is that it's always at the expense of Cookie, okay? She's the one that's always being humiliated, okay? When the chick was crying the last time when Cookie put her in her place, it was a huge problem, okay? So I guess if Cookie starts crying, then maybe Big Blondie would have to issue an apology, okay? Once again, we have Andre in a meeting, and he tries to upstage Lucious again, okay? He brings an idea to the meeting, and Lucious wants to clear the room again so he can have a private conversation with his son, but Andre is like, no, whatever you can say. He tells everybody to stay there, and he says, whatever you can say to me, you can say in front of them. So Lucious says, okay, you are being removed as CEO because you have screwed up too many times. And Lucious was basically telling him that Andre's incompetent, like he can't handle the job. So I'm taking over as CEO. So Andre tells him, you don't have the authority to do that. You don't have the majority shareholders, so how are you gonna do that? So I told you guys my feelings about this whole mess with Andre and just going back and forth with his father about trying to take over this man's company. I'm just not a fan of it, and I just think that it's whack. You know what I'm saying? This man is your father, and you're supposed to be the one that when he's ready to give it up, to carry the torch. And so for you trying, and I'm talking about Andre, for him trying to take it is just it's annoying. It just bothers me. But in my opinion, Andre, he doesn't know much about the music side of the business, so I don't really think he should be the CEO anyway. Or if he would be the CEO, that he should allow other people that are more in tune to the music side and the creative side of things. He should hire someone else for that. Cookie doesn't want any parts of it, so he should hire someone else for that if he wants to be CEO so bad. But this is the reason why, I guess. I mean, to me, Andre should stick to financials, honestly. Okay, because music is not his thing. But I guess this is why part of the reason why he wants the artists to have their own sound and to be very active in their music and stuff, because he doesn't know what the heck he's doing. So that is an easy way, you give the artists autonomy, right? Because you don't know what you're doing anyway when it comes to music. Anyway. So now Hakeem's back finally. We get to see him again. We get a scene with him where he's in the studio. He's in a studio session with Cookie and Portia, and he lays down some bars real quick, and then he leaves the scene. So, okay. And then we got Andre who comes in, and he starts talking to Cookie about her being an ally with him against Lucious. And Cookie is saying, no thanks. I don't want anything to do with you and your father's power struggle. And plus, I'm done with Empire. Okay. So next, we got Hakeem again. He picks up his kids from Tiana, and DaVon is there. And the little boy, Prince, is screaming and crying. He doesn't want to go because I guess he's so attached to DaVon. I don't know. I think Hakeem handled it well, but at the same time, to me, it was a bit out of character for Hakeem. What do you guys think? Because normally Hakeem acts up. You know what I'm saying? I think that he handled it pretty well. But since when did he become so mature? Did I miss something? But if that's the new Hakeem, then whatever. So next, we got Lucious, who tries to explain to Cookie that she needs to do something about Andre, talk some sense into him, because if not, he will run the company into the ground and ruin him and Cookie's legacy. And of course, Cookie is like, oh, legacy? Remember, she keeps bringing up this situation with the measly $400,000. She keeps bringing it up. She won't let it go. Clearly, it hurt her feelings to the max because she's not letting it go. She's actually holding a grudge about it. So every little thing that Lucious says, she throws it back in his face that, oh, I didn't start the company. I didn't help with the company, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know what it's going to take. Maybe Lucious is going to have to take things back. But I guess he can't take it back because he pretty much told the truth. You know, he told her what happened with the money, how the money was blown and this and that, and how he had to do a robbery in order to actually fund his first album. So unless he wants to lie to her, you know, the problem is that Cookie, she's not handling the truth well. That's what it is. She's not handling the truth well, and she's upset with Lucious about what he said. Now, I don't think he should have told her that in that way, you know, but I don't know. How do you guys think he should have dealt with it? Because he told her the truth, and obviously it was too much for her, and she's really holding on to it. But he has to fix it some way, because, you know, he could at least say, but your inspiration, or, you know, something, your drive from the very beginning, just being here with me from the very beginning is what helped build Empire. You know, he could fix it up. You know, he don't. Anyway, Lucious, we know that Lucious is the way he is because his childhood. He has a lot of childhood trauma. But man, he could be such a piece of daggone work. So once again, Cookie ain't trying to hear it. And she tells him, I'm backing Andre anyway because my sons are my legacy. All right. Next, Cookie meets with Giselle and Becky at Boss Media, and she tells them she's going to help them get their business off the ground. Then we have Lucious meeting with Tracy, and he's laying on the charm because, of course, he wants something. He's looking for her to be an ally and to get a hold of her proxy or her shares, whatever, okay? And so she's saying, if you support me, I'll support you. And she was basically saying that she needs him to support her and this project that she's doing with Philly Street. Okay. In the next scene, Lucious goes to Andre, busts up in Andre's office, and tells him that he has Tracy's proxy and he's taking back control of Empire. But kind of like behind the door almost, we have Kelly, the majority shareholder. Okay, he's already in the office and he's with Andre, and clearly he's backing Andre. So Andre makes a sly remark about the AUSA Conway getting back involved, and of course Kelly agrees that Andre should remain the acting CEO until the investigation clears. And then Kelly adds that he'll decide on who will take the reins of CEO after the Empire Raw event. And I really honestly, in this episode, I wished that I could just, you know, reach my hand in the screen. I mean, you know, through the screen and just smack Andre's smug face, because you know, when you hate, I'm trying. When you hate a character, you often want to put your hands on them. That's how I am. I know it's fake, but that's how I feel. It's a character, not the actor. The character. They're doing so well that they make you really want to smack the crap out of them or something, right? Smack a certain look off their face or anything. And that's what I wanted to do with Andre. I've actually liked Andre throughout, but the things that he does, it can really get under my skin. You know, same with Lucious. I'm a fan of him, but the things he does gets under my skin. But anyway, back to this guy Kelly saying that he'll decide who will take the reins of CEO. I never used to understand how Lucious allowed other people to become a majority shareholder in a company that he built, right? I just never understood that. Like, what company will have a bunch of shareholders to the point where they really don't have control over what goes on in their company ultimately? It's just really stupid. Like, this has been going on for the past few seasons, where if Lucious wanted to make a big decision, this and that, you got the shareholders voting against him and all this kind of crap. And I just thought, and I'm just like, listen, if you're the king of the business, it should be your vote trumps everybody. So where do you come off with the whole, you got the majority shareholders, and now you can't really run the company the way you want to because they have you by the cojones. Anyway, so next we got Lucious meets with DaVon and Treasure, and he wants them to know that he asks them, like, do you think the event is a good idea that Andre is throwing? And they're saying, yeah, it's stressful, but Andre means well, and we get to do our own thing. So that's, the artists are really feeling this whole thing where they get to do their own thing, right? But Lucious reminds them that he helped build them, taking them out of certain places and this and that. You know how Lucious does. Okay? And your loyalty will be rewarded. So, that there was a plan involved there, and he got in their heads. So next we got Hakeem, who wants Andre to send DaVon on tour because the man is spending too much time with his kids. But Andre tells Hakeem that he can't send DaVon away and that Hakeem has to work the situation out for himself. Like, it's time for you to man up, bro, and handle the situation, Then we got at Laviticus, the Empire Raw event is going on now, right? And Hakeem is the first one to take the stage. So clearly he took his brother's advice and he puts it in a song. So he performs a song dedicated to his son, and you got pictures of Tiana and the family and all that stuff, talking about he's going to raise his son on FaceTime, whatever. I'm mentioning some things, the scenes with Hakeem, because we haven't had Hakeem in a while. So I'm just mentioning him, guys. So then we got backstage. Cookie asks Lucious what he's smiling about. And she's like, did you ruin someone's life today? Which is, unfortunately, she knows him too well, because it's very sad that a lot of times when Lucious is smiling, he's up to something and he's feeling like, he won and all that stuff, and at someone's expense. But anyway, it's a shame. So anyway, he's telling her, I'm trying to see if Andre will stick his landing, and she's disgusted with the whole thing. But anyway, next Andre introduces Treasure, but she doesn't show up to the stage. And so this is humiliating for Andre. That this is because of the talk that Lucious had with her and DaVon. So he wasn't, coming back. She wasn't coming on stage, and Andre looks to the back where his father is, and Lucious gives him a wink. Lucious is something else. And of course, Cookie is pissed off at Lucious, and she's like, how could you sabotage your own son? She really has a point when she says these things, because there's a certain line, you know what I mean? Just the same as I feel that there's a certain line that Andre shouldn't be crossing when it comes to trying to battle his father for the company that he built. There's also a line as a father or as a parent where you shouldn't be in a competition with your child, because you should always want your child to do better than you, and to try to humiliate your son, that's just terrible. So it's, Lucious always had this problem, but you have to remember, everything stems from childhood trauma and, I guess not having the love of his mom and all this kind of stuff. Whatever happened in his childhood that made him not be the greatest father to his own kids. All right. So now, Cookie goes to try to encourage Andre and tells him, let the people know who you are. Tell him who my baby is and stuff like that. So Andre starts to tell this heartfelt story about how, he contemplated suicide because all he ever wanted to do was to make his father proud. But clearly he was never good enough, and he thought that to get rid of that pain of not feeling accepted by his father was to commit suicide. And I remember him actually, putting the gun to his head in that episode. I don't know if it was the first season, and he put a gun in his head in the studio. That was kind of scary for me too when that happened. I was like, oh no, don't do it. I really thought he was going to shoot it. He was going to kill himself. So anyway, long story short, like I said, he gave an emotional speech, and it seemed to resonate with everyone, including Lucious. So to my surprise, I did not expect Lucious to come out on stage and tell him that he's proud of Andre and stuff like that. And so, Lucious seemed to be honest about it. But Andre seemed reluctant, and we can see that was proven backstage when he's backstage talking to his wife Terry, saying, I pour my soul out to them and all they want is Lucious. You know what I mean? So like I said, once again, the competition and the jealousy between a father and a son and just the family members is just terrible. But this stuff really happens though, unfortunately. So Terry tries to encourage him, but he tells her, I need a minute. So then Kingsley shows up. And you know what that means. So he's telling Andre that you need to play dirty to beat Lucious. And Andre says, I'm not going to hurt him. But Kingsley says, you need to play at his own game, right? In order to save Lucious and Empire, you have to get rid of him somehow, right? Kingsley clearly got through to Andre, and Andre agrees with him, yeah, that's right. To save them both, to save Empire and Lucious, he's gonna try to get rid of him somehow. So we don't know how that's gonna be. Everyone, that I've been saying that Andre is a part of the list of suspects that I have for who shot Lucious, but we'll see. I'm hoping it wasn't him. I don't think it was, but he's still on the list. All right, so then we get Lucious knocking on Yana's door, okay, because he wants to talk. So this is after he had a small little conversation with Cookie, and I guess he kind of wanted some type of reaction from her, a good reaction, right, from what he did. He wanted her to say something positive about how he went and made peace with his son on stage, but she was not trying to hear it. She's like, I am beginning to see you for who you are, because he said, why do you hate me so much? Or do you really hate me? Something like that. And she said, no, I'm just really getting to see you for who you are. I mean, come on, Cookie. Long time this guy been showing you, so I know you've been saw it. All right, that's why y'all was always button heads all the time, and y'all was every season there's something going on with Cookie and Lucious. So let's not even use that line. All right, the writers shouldn't even had her use that line about I'm just getting to really see who you are, because he's been doing that. Anyway, nothing new. So, but like I said, going into him, she walks away, right, and going into him knocking on Yana's door, to me it was like, I guess he felt that he turned Yana away in the first place because he's trying to save his family, right? But now he went back to Yana, knocked on the door, because Cookie continues to reject him. So she pushed him right back to Yana, is what it looks like what happened. Okay? So that's it, guys, for my review for this episode. Let me know what you guys thought about this episode. I thought it was pretty good. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that notification bell so you know when I upload new videos, especially if I'm late. For those who watch The Oval, I will also be uploading a video on that later on. You guys take care, and I'll see you later. Bye-bye.